Really hard to believe that it's football season again. And this will be year 21 that Moohead Radio chronicles the fortunes or misfortunes of the Cleveland Browns. And we do it not only in our twice a week podcasts on Mondays and Fridays, but with what has become just the most fun in the world you can have, the halftime and post game shows. If you haven't seen a Moohead Radio post game show after the Browns win, you're missing a joyful moment. On the other hand, if you've never seen a Moohead Radio Browns post game show after they lose in one of the 1,536 different ways that they've lost during my lifetime, then you're missing probably some of the funniest, most agitating, irritating, and just downright goofy stuff you've ever seen in your life. You see, I don't pretend to be a journalist, all right? I'm not reading this. I do stuff off the top of my head. And that sometimes results in things that are a little bit different than what you might hear on the mainstream media. I consider that good. Other people who don't subscribe to the program after 21 years don't care for it. But it's no different than, say, something like one company's pizza versus another company's pizza. Everybody has their own favorite pizza, and you don't have to eat the one you don't want to eat. But it is time for you to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Moohead Radio, it doesn't cost anything. Unlike places like Cleveland.com, who have put up paywalls, I don't like that word because they put walls between East and West Berlin. Walls never make it for me. Ask the Mexicans. The way I look at things is that no pay, no wall. This show isn't worth paying for, but it's fun to watch sometimes. And if you're watching a Browns game that ends in an incredibly strange way, then you owe it to yourself just to check it out. If the referees screw the Cleveland Browns out of a game, which has happened countless times in my lifetime, you have to tune in. But it's nice to be subscribed because what are the advantages of subscription? You get notified when I'm going to come on and make a fool out of myself. And that in and of itself is worth more than what you're paying for a payroll, or excuse me, a paywall, somebody else's payroll. I've always believed that the internet was supposed to be individual random opinions about things and everybody has a chance. This program I jokingly refer to as a boutique program because its audience size is nothing compared to large regular streaming options, even in Cleveland Browns land. This was the first ever Northeast Ohio podcast. However, there are others who are far more interested in marketing theirs, are far more interested in promoting theirs. I spent a lifetime promoting my businesses. I don't have the desire to do that. I really look at this program as something more of a improvisational thing to keep my mind healthy because I'm watching the Browns, and that's not necessarily a heart healthy thing to do. This year, the things to look out for would be Cade York hooking a ball so severely it might kill a vendor in the stadium. You might be looking for random injuries to very important players, or you might be amazed and discover, wow, one of these receivers is going to emerge as being a real option, and not just Amari and not just Donovan Peoples-Jones, but maybe a guy like Watkins or a guy like Tillman. You never know. That's why we watch the games. And that's why this program exists right after the games and during the games. At halftime, as soon as you see the players walking off the field, rush to your computer to Moohead Radio because I'm giving you live interaction. Not that it's valuable, but it's there and it's an option for you. And after the game, usually about a 45 to 60-minute post-game show where we really go over what the team did and didn't do in a very fan-like way. I come back on Mondays then and I do a podcast which is a little bit more well thought out and less emotional. So if you like the emotional podcast, do the immediate post game. All right. If you want the more thoughtful, considered opinion, you can wait till Monday. But I would urge you to watch them both because, hell, I've been doing this for 21 years. I've never accepted a penny for it. I've met some really wonderful people on here. And for the first time ever, I am right now living in Northeast Ohio half of the year. And that makes it all the more interesting for me. Not for you, but for me. So the bottom line is this. Give it a shot. Subscribe. And all you have to do is just follow me on, I'm not going to say X. I mean, it sounds like a pornographic, Why didn't they turn it from Twitter to stripper? I don't get it. But I'm still going to say on Twitter, follow me, and you can go right to the Moohead Radio page, and it's titled Moohead Radio, and you can subscribe right there. And I'd like to see more Browns fans than ever come over and celebrate year 21. And who knows, I might even be out and about in Northeast Ohio and broadcast one of these programs from somewhere in the greater Cleveland area so I can meet some more of you. Thanks a lot for listening to this message, and go Browns and subscribe to Moohead Radio. Thanks.